large forces were working against you personally to accuse you of the worst thing that a person could do. A corporate media system and the political establishment got to act as judge, jury, and executioner. We believe that for the movement to continue, it can't be made. And for that reason, we are suspending campaign operations.
Just like zero accountability, and this guy's not going anywhere. He's going to run for something again, but it is happening again. As Democrats, the party that claimed they exist to save democracy for the second time in less than 2 years, will Soviet-style install a candidate for federal office that voters have had no say in and did not vote for. We saw it 2 years ago this month. Joe Biden imploded on the debate stage. George Clooney wrote an op-ed in the New York Times. And 2 weeks later, Joe was out and Kamala was installed as the new nominee without getting a single vote. Her campaign lasted 107 days. She lost in epic fashion to Donald Trump. And now Democrats are about to do it again in Maine. Benny Johnson is the host of The Benny Johnson Show. Benny, it's so good to see you again. Democrats essentially stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders in 2016. They gave it to Hillary. They installed Kamala in 2024. Now they're going to do the same thing in Maine. When do voters on the left actually get to vote for a Democrat candidate? When does that happen?
So a couple of things here about Graham Platner, because there's nothing that's changed. This is what I find particularly ironic about all of this, is that we've known everything about him being a sex pest and a predator, and a Nazi tattoo should not be something that would disqualify you from office. Nazi stands for National Socialist. That's what the Democrat Party is now, Rob. Like that's what they've just embraced. They've just elected a bunch of socialists. They've embraced being a Nazi. That's what they are. And so we knew about this. We knew about this ahead of time. This is just one in a very long series of problems with Graham Platner, but no one cared. They only cared when they saw the polling. There's only one thing that changed here: the polls. They didn't care that Joe Biden was a weekend at Bernie's corpse. They didn't care, because it was something that was delivering power to the Democrat Party. As long as you are delivering power to that party, as long as you can win, they're going to keep you rolling. It just doesn't matter. And so that is the thing that is so grotesque here, but also kind of reveals how this all works.
Right.
And which is, if you are someone who thinks that this system is going to have your back, you're wrong. Weekend at Bernie's, he should have checked with his buddy Bernie Sanders. It was Bernie Sanders out there saying that we got to fight the oligarchs and we got to get the Nazi elected. Well, he was there doing, I don't know, 4 or 5 events with Graham Platner. He was the first backer of this guy.
Yeah,
and
like
so
10
Weekend
days
at
ago,
Bernie's should understand that this is what they're going to do. They're going to railroad you. The moment that you don't give them power, the moment you're a liability, they are going to gut you like one of those fish on Graham Platner's oyster vessel.
Yeah, the fake oyster farm. His only client is his mother, by the way. We found out about the Nazi tattoo back in October. They could have gotten rid of him back in October. So as of today, and this is just, it's not surprising, this guy named Troy Jackson is the leading candidate to replace Platner on the ballot. And in a now deleted post by Progressive Victory, they say that he's got a really interesting past as well of being abusive to women, striking a, quote, female colleague with a bottle. They deleted that post, but obviously these are progressives. But Benny, Democrats just have a real issue vetting candidates, don't they? I mean, going back to like Tim Walz, what is their issue?
So I think that this is more endemic of the civil war that's happening inside of the Democrat Party and the atomization of their Democrat machine. Listen, Barack Obama just opened up a presidential library and no one cared. Now, it was shaped like a trash bin at a national park or a prison. And so I think, again, it's like, is that offensive, right? That the first half black president opens up a prison library? I don't know, man. I don't know. I asked the people on the streets of Chicago. They thought it was offensive. Right. The point is that no one cared. Hillary Clinton was there. No one cared. It didn't even, it was like a blip in the news cycle. The Democrat establishment that you and I grew up with, the Clintons, James Carville, even Barack Obama, has very little control or power anymore. This is a party in total and complete revolution, and it's by design. So I think that that's what you're starting to see here is the breakdown. Now, this could mean great things if we got our act together as a freedom movement and as America first. We could truly win for the next 100 years. You could push them to the very edges of society, and they could pull down 20% in every single national election.
Let me ask
from
you
here
about
until
that.
Kingdom Come, if we're smart.
Democrats, by the way, they're so lost in Maine that actor Patrick Dempsey, McDreamy, you know this guy, right? He's like a sharp-looking guy. He wrote an op-ed in the Portland Free Press saying, I'm not running for the Senate because he spends his summers in Maine. He lives up there. Like, that's how weird it is in Maine right now. Benny, great to see you tonight. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Well, her staff was casting the votes, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, really good point. Literally, they were out loud. We can see it. We have the video. Benny, thank you.
Rob.
Good to see you.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.